BraveMaker Show is hosted by Tony Gapperstone. Thanks for tuning in. It's showtime.
Oh, what is up, everybody? It is the 199th. How do you say that? 199, the 199th. I think that's how you say it. Just 199. It's our 199th episode of the BraveMaker podcast. My name is Tony Gapperstone. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a Caucasian dude with brown hair, wearing yellow glasses, and I'm wearing my midnight mass shirt. It's like mint green. Go Mike Flanagan in my BraveMaker studio with lots of colors, black and blues and pinks all over the place. And I get to do this and have been doing this for 199 episodes. Can I just take a minute to let that soak in? I love getting to do this work. So thank you, everybody who's followed and who supports. I shout out our supporters who are at a certain level who make this possible, because we have 31 people every month who give a donation to give us the ability to stream and pay our rent and have insurance and all that other kind of fun stuff. And my mom is at a level where she gets her name shouted out every episode. So thanks to Robin Zicko for being a podcast supporter. I am going to let you know I'm on all the socials at Tony Gapperstone. You can follow BraveMaker at BraveMaker.org and or BraveMaker Film Festival. But this is what is happening today. You're going to meet some filmmakers who are coming to Redwood City for our 5th annual film festival. How cool is this that it's the day before our film festival, and it lined up that our film festival launches on July 13th, in which we're also going to do a live show with a live audience. So I can say tomorrow, if you tune in on our YouTube channel, it'll be our 200th episode that will also have a live audience. We're always live on all the channels here, but it will have a live audience. So before I bring in our filmmakers, we have directors, we have an actor who are going to tell us about their movies. I want to play a trailer for the film festival. If you are debating, if you're on the fence, like, what the heck, should I even go to this film festival? I want to encourage you, do not wait. I already have people texting me, and I'm ignoring them, about getting tickets because they're sold out. We do have some screenings that are sold out, so do not sleep. Go to BraveMaker.com today, and you can find out the film festival information, download a schedule. You can even download a alphabetical list of all 50-ish films that we're screening. There's shorts, there's features. Don't miss out. Okay, I'm going to play this trailer, and I want to encourage you to get your tickets today, and I hope I see you July 13th through the 16th in Redwood City, California. All right. So before I bring on our special guest, why the heck did I create a film festival 5 years ago? I am a filmmaker myself. You can find my feature film called Last Chance Charlene on Amazon and Apple and all the different places. But I had been a short filmmaker before. I had been all around the country, from New York to Chicago to all around LA, doing film festivals. And some of them were just amazing and some of them were not. And I wanted to create something that would really, I think, value the film process, value the maker, because I always longed sometimes for more than what I experienced. And so BraveMaker especially has been inspired by Sundance because they do it right. I've never been to Sundance as a filmmaker. I've only been 11 times or 12 as an attendee. 2 of those were online, of course. But I've been rejected so many times, and I don't care. I keep going because the culture, because the films, because of the volunteers that are there. And I thought, I want to bring that to Redwood City, California, make it cheaper and have no snow. So that's why BraveMaker exists. 5 years ago, we created an experience for the Bay Area to meet filmmakers and watch films. And people come from Philadelphia. We got people here from Alabama. I got people here from Chicago and Austin, Texas. It's super, super cool. Something that I think it truly is life-changing, and I don't say that like cliche. People's lives will be changed this week, and I'm depending on it. So let's bring in our filmmakers. I just saw that one of them cannot turn a camera on, but I guess I can't even let them in. Theo, if you're listening to me, I can't let you in because here we go. Let's see if that works. So we can't see you, but maybe we'll hear you, and it's okay because we are an audio podcast as well. Hi, Yen, Quinn, and Theo. Welcome to the episode, 199th episode of the BraveMaker podcast. How you doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
Heck yeah.
Thank you for having us.
All right, I'm going to do a quick round robin. Give me a visual description, show your pronouns, where you are, and what you are doing here on the show. We'll go Yen, Quinn, and then Theo.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Yan Din. My pronouns are they, them. I am a Vietnamese American. I wear dark brown glasses. I have short hair. I am wearing a pastel coral t-shirt that I got on sale at H&M. And my background is full of anime posters that y'all don't need to get into details for that.
Shout out to H&M sales and anime. Okay, Quinn, you're up. Then Theo.
Hi, I am Quinn Mariah Vu, but you can just call me Quinn. My pronouns are she, her. My background is just a green wall. It's my bedroom, and I don't look like I'm wearing anything, but I am wearing a tank top that is floral. I'm an Asian American woman with long black hair and a ponytail, like Ariana Grande style, and I'm wearing clear framed glasses.
Okay. Oh, and we got Theo.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Theo, he, him. I'm from Dallas, but I live in LA, and I am wearing black rimmed glasses, black shirt, and just kind of in my bedroom with some movie posters and a stack of comics on the other side of my room somewhere.
Your background, those of you who are listening, looks so good it almost looks fake. I love it, Theo. So you should be proud. And I'm going to shout out Tara Bremer, who is here from Alabama in the room as one of our festival crew members. I think she would love to see the setup that you have. So you should meet Tara when you're here, Theo. All right, let's jump to it. You all are BraveMaker filmmakers and an actor for the 5th Annual Film Festival. Theo, you have a feature film called An Electric Sleep, premiering 12:45 p.m. on Sunday, July 16th. Yen, you are one of the directors of a short film called Love Me that premieres on Sunday night at the Bay Area Shorts. And Quinn, you are an actor. Let's hear about this and the making of your movies. Yen, start with you. Let's hear about Love Me.
Yeah, so Love Me was just really based on my personal experiences as an aromantic, asexual individual. And, for those of you who don't know, it's basically a person who lacks romantic and sexual attraction. And so I wanted to just make this queer short just to, make a statement, but also to bring validation to my community and as well as to anyone outside of the community, regardless if you're aro ace or not, that you don't need to have a partner or to be in a relationship to be considered enough.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. These are normalizing people and humanity and giving representation to often marginalized and underrepresented people. So thank you for that. It was a perfect short for the BraveMaker Film Festival, and also the fact that it was Bay Area, co-directed by Nicholas Jara, who is an alum of our festival. So I really like that. And Quinn, you were in the short. Tell us about your involvement.
Yeah, so I played the role of Tiffany, the ignorant, hypersexual and bisexual roommate. So very much the opposite of Yen's character Tan, and my character just serves to represent, I guess, the voices of people who can have a teaching moment in order to like help characters like Tan from Love Me feel like their voices are heard. So that's what my role is for.
Awesome. We'll get into the nitty gritty of the making and the behind the scenes. I want to also elevate the role of the director in regards to working with an actor. So stand by for that. Theo, tell us about An Electric Sleep.
Yeah, An Electric Sleep is a feature film that started really with my producer, Ben Taylor. He just kind of crafted this great sci-fi story, kind of like a bit of Twilight Zone, a bit of Black Mirror. He and I are just both big sci-fi fans. So that's where the story came from itself. But I think something that's equally important for both of us is diversity in front of and behind the camera. And so for us, that was just something that we knew just going in. We wanted to tell the story, just a regular sci-fi story, but starring people that looked like us. So that was kind of the inception of it. And it's just been a great journey. I see Ben's on screen right now. He's still got that beautiful beard to this day. And one of our other producers, actually Ryan Gunnarsson, is an alum of BraveMaker, and he's the one that put us like on this trajectory, to connect with you, Tony. And congratulations again, 199 episodes. Is that right?
That's right.
That's pretty. I mean, that's the next one's going to be the bring out the birthday cake. So yeah,
that's right. That's tomorrow, baby. Yeah, that's great. I love it. Yeah, Ryan is a great guy. I met Ryan in LA, and he was the festival photographer our very first year. And yeah, great people. This business is so much about those relationships. So I love to hear it. Let's start at the top regarding directing and kind of how you have crafted your style. Yen and Theo, Quinn was telling me off podcast that they're on their way to become a director. So what are some things you've learned the hard way after making your movies? Because I have a long list of the things that I will do differently because of what I've learned along the way.
Oh man, you're jumping right in. Things that I've learned the hard way. Wow, that's a really question. I think, since I've made a bunch of shorts, I think a lot of us have made a bunch of shorts and stuff. So in moving into making a feature, I made like a mini series as well. I think the biggest thing that I didn't realize was that, like, I used to think that a feature was just, a bunch of sprints, right? If a short film's like a sprint, a feature is just like a bunch of sprints back to back to back. And like, that's not it at all. There's a reason that sprinters don't run in like marathons and vice versa. It's almost just two different kinds of pacing. And like in thinking about or learning and realizing that, like, when you're making something that's so much longer form, different values are at play, like working with your cast and your crew is different, things like that. Prep is so important, but it's even more so important, I think, with the feature, because you're doing something that's so much bigger that like the prep will save yourself when you're day 6, day 8, day 12 into making your project. So that's one of the big main things, was just like training my brain to think differently from a short film to a feature film.
Yen, what do you think about that? What's some of the prep in making a film before you get on set and you say, Quinn, action? Give us some bullet points of things that you have found yourself doing so that emerging filmmakers, new filmmakers need to be considering that.
Yeah, definitely. For Love Me, we were only given 12 hours to shoot this. So
Whoa.
everything that you see was done in 12 hours.
Whoa.
Fortunately, my art director was able to have time, like a few days before that, to really make the set and create the world. But once when we talk with the DP and go over these are the shots that we want, everything needs to be wrapped after 12 hours. Like all the shots that you want, everything. I think for emerging filmmakers, it's just really important that when you're directing your crew, it's really different when you're directing your actors, because actors is it's more emotional. It's helping the actors like find their character and how to embody that character versus like crew. It's more technical. You can easily like tell them this is what I want, this is how I want to do it, versus after you want to give them space to really bring this character alive.
So Quinn, being directed by Yen and seeing the dynamic of this relationship between these two people, can you share a little bit about what it was like and what resonated with you, and how did you develop expectations? Did you do preparation, table reads? Did you talk about what works for you as an actor being directed or not? Would love to hear kind of how you did your process and preparation.
I basically just followed Nick and Yen's lead because they scheduled rehearsals accordingly. And that's actually how Yen and I became friends. I think as this film has screened across the globe, we've gotten a lot of comments asking us if we were friends. And like we actually became friends after. And I think like the rehearsals really like helped us develop our chemistry in that sense. And then it got to a place where it was like super genuine. Like we genuinely felt like we could live together, after a while. So that was really cool. And then also like what was really important for me was, yes, I would never say the ignorant things that Tiffany, my character, is saying, but understanding that she has good intentions was very important. And like finding the compassion behind things that you would never do is really important when you're leaping into a character that's doing things that you wouldn't do. So that was like a huge part of my process. Yeah.
Can you talk about that? Because I hear you saying, maybe I'm reading between the lines. I heard a lot of actors say, don't judge your character. If you're playing a character who's saying ignorant things, how do you find the good in them? How do you, appreciate them and love them without vilifying them? So can you say a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, because I feel like as human beings, we're not perfect. We've all made mistakes. And we've hurt people that we care about. And so I was coming from that space where I remember when Nick and Yen were directing me, they pulled me to the side, even as the crew had everything set up, because I think I wasn't truly understanding just yet in the moment, like how to authentically portray how you can hurt someone you love, And so I kind of reflected on that. And so sometimes like pulling within yourself and accepting a lot of your flaws, because like we are so complex. There is a villain in all of us, but there's also a heart within all of us. We're all human beings. And so I think finding the humanity behind a character by drawing within yourself is super important. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I love that. I really love humanizing characters, because when we go to movies, we see action, we see sci-fi, which we'll talk about with Theo, but we also want to see, can we relate to these people? Is there something of substance in them, whether they're fighting animals that are robots, or whether they're dealing with all these kind of innovative medical sci-fi things like Theo you were dealing with. That's an important part of like grounding our stories, which BraveMaker really values. So Theo, I want to talk to you about An Electric Sleep. For an indie film, you had a lot of like special effects and sci-fi things. By the way, watching that film, I recognize a few of the other people in there. Christopher Wolf, I know. I mean, Ryan's wife is in there, Quila. So that was really, really fun. But talk to us about making such a, I want to say, like ambitious sci-fi film, and getting it to be where you were saying it's diverse. It's about a Black family and a couple. Talk a little bit about making this and how you found your way grounding this story with all of the different special effects that you had?
Yeah, well, I think how I look at story, and Ben does the same. Um, we look at like the story first, right? Like the story is the gift inside of the package, and the wrapping is the genre. So for us with Electric Sleep, we knew it had to be about a family. It's really like this journey of Dr. Wallace, and his, like, through one bad night, revealing things about himself and his relationship with his family and things like that. And so then the sci-fi elements were just kind of layered on top of that. As far as the story goes, that was something that BJ, who was the primary writer on it, that was something he really went deep with, and things like that, dealing with things with his own family. And then, of course, things come out in different ways. So it came out in this sci-fi version that people seem to really relate with. We have the script and stuff like that. On the topical level, as far as the VFX goes, first of all, we have a close friend of mine named Brady Griffin. He was our VFX soup, and he was in charge of like all these VFX stuff. And that combined with our editor, like these are people who have had so much more experience with these kind of projects. And the main thing that I learned from them was that roughly, I would say about 80%, 90% of all the VFX, actually probably more like 90, 95% of all the VFX shots already were new, or already were like planned out and things like that, like even like storyboard sketches and stuff like that. Because I think when you're making a film, especially like indie films, that you do want to have, as many VFX shots as, an episode of Lost in Space. Our editor was an editor on the TV show Lost in Space at the time. And he was saying our VFX was comparable in quantity. I'm not saying there's not spaceships flying and stuff like that, but in quantity. But knowing exactly where you're planning stuff like that, because then that helps, when you're working with your DP, even in prep, working with your actors. Like we had so much rehearsals for the actors and stuff like that. It's like, hey, it's gonna look funny. You're gonna be doing like this, but we're gonna be animating things on top of it. So letting them see what that's gonna look like. Having the colorists really brought it all together, with the color palette and things like that, and adding things like grain and halation and stuff to really just make it really just all feel connected and intentional, which was our goal really, is that we knew in the prep time leading up to shooting that we could pretty much like cross off all the big things ahead of time. So by the time we got on set, we were dealing more about the minutia kind of things like that, and the little fun experiences that happen on set.
So Yen and Quinn, 12 hours, one short film. How many hours to do a feature film, Theo?
12. No, quite a bit more than 12. We had to start and stop a couple of times, just due to like the holidays. We had a talent, not in our film, but like while riding their bike, broke their foot, pushed it back. We were going to start back up again. And then the world shut down for the pandemic. So, like we had to keep starting and stopping and things like that. But, while that one plate might have stopped, we were able to keep plates spinning, with like getting the cut, and spending time with that, and then seeing what do we need for pickups and stuff. So we were just really just trying to be intentional. I couldn't even tell you the overall days. Probably overall was probably something along the lines of maybe like 15 to 18 days, probably. Okay. And I also I've worked as an AD for the past 6 years as well, doing a lot of commercial and indie films and stuff. So I kind of had like that cheat code as well, when it came to like scheduling and knowing what's realistic and things like that, that wouldn't put an unnecessary stress on the crew, on the cast, making sure they're fed well, things like that.
All right. Well, let's hear it for making movies, getting through the pandemic, the challenges, the stops, the starts, the short notices. This and more is what the BraveMaker Film Fest will be talking about. You need to come if you're listening and watching live or on the replay, July 13th through the 16th. That's tomorrow in Redwood City, California. There are still tickets for both of these programs. Both happen to be on Sunday, 12:45. Is our Brave Sci-Fi with Theo. We also have Keena Ferguson, who will have a short film called Backlogged, who will premiere present right before an Electric Sleep. And then we've got Yen's short film in a really cool program of all short filmmakers in the Bay. That's our last program of the 4 days. We are hyped. Our team is working hard endlessly and drinking lots of coffee to prepare all these things. Before we end with our Brave faves, I wonder if you all can share just, something you've learned along the way in the film festival circuit. I see lots of laurels on both of your projects. What's some tips about successful film? I have a lot being on both ends as a filmmaker who's had a film festivals and as a executive director of a film festival. What are some best practices for filmmakers? I'll start there, and I'll say audiences. But how can filmmakers navigate the festival circuit successfully? Yen, what are some thoughts you have?
Yeah, Nick and I, we talk about this a lot as well. And I think for me, it's really, you need to fight for your story. You need to believe in your story because, no one else, your crew is going to fight for you and, your cast is as well. But you as a director and writer, you got to really believe in it. And at the same time, like there are going to be film festivals who might not understand, who might not see your film align with, their values or their theme that year, and that's okay. So really just keep applying to film festivals, but at the same time, like not a lot of it is in your control, and that's okay. And I think what's really important is to remind yourself that your film is not for everybody. Like not everyone is going to understand that, and that's okay.
That's great advice. Find your audience, fight for yourself, find the right ones, maybe even do some research before you submit, that you don't waste money submitting to film festivals that aren't even interested in the type of stories you want to tell. That's great. Theo, what would you say?
Man, I just double down on what Yin said. I think that, especially in the world of film festivals, there's so many things outside your control. And you don't know what's happening on the film festival side. But the amazing thing that I've found with not just this film, but other projects and stuff, is that there are communities, there are people that will be at these festivals that are there for what you as a filmmaker have to say with your project. And that's the biggest, I think, just shot of adrenaline. People are like, oh, this project here I didn't even know that I was looking for something like this. And this spoke to me on a certain level. And, not to speak for Yan or Tony, I know you've made projects as well, not to speak for you guys, but I think that they oftentimes in the audience may find things that we never could have even intended. And I think it's such a surreal, special, like privilege and honor to be in that space, I think, as filmmakers. And each festival has their own unique audiences, and that's kind of like the fun,
Belgica from Los Angeles to the Bay just posted a video for BraveMaker today and is in the comments saying, I saw Yen's work at the SJ, the San Jose Film Collective screening, and it was so good. I will say, part of my tip as a filmmaker who has screened at many film festivals, build your audience and connect with those who watch your films. I think we forget that we are putting our movies out there for people to watch, and people who want to watch them will watch them, but they also want to connect with us. So going to film festivals is super important so you can meet those people who are watching, but it also starts now before you even get to a film festival, and it goes afterwards, right? It's communicating out things you experience. I know social media can be such an eye roll for some of us, but it's part of that building and that marketing of our work. And when I go to film festivals, I follow the programmers. I reach out to the founders. I'm liking their posts. I'm watching things that are happening. And even when I don't get in, I still stay connected, because you might not get in 1 year, like Yen was saying. You might get rejected. I've been rejected from Sundance 6 times. I still submit, but I still follow their work. I still support and go, because that's a part of it. You just never know how this marathon of a relationship in this entertainment industry is going to work on your behalf. So it really is important, if you want to be a filmmaker who does the film festival circuit, to respond. Here, let me talk on the other side too now. As a programmer and executive director of a film festival, read the emails, people. There's a lot of good information that comes in those emails. I unfortunately am not responding to filmmakers who are like, where do I do this? Where do I do that? I'm like, it's the day before the film festival, y'all. We've been communicating for 2 months. I had to, unfortunately, we had to say no to 2 filmmakers who didn't get their stuff in on time after communicating about the DCP stuff for so long. That happens if you're not on the game and not making sure you're communicating. And I know we filmmakers were juggling the corporate stuff and we're trying to pay the rent. But if you got into a film festival, just get your assets in as quick as possible, so that you can maintain a good relationship. Because there are times when I go, this filmmaker was a little high maintenance. This filmmaker didn't read the emails. This filmmaker didn't show up on time and maybe clogged up my inbox or my programmers' inboxes with things that were communicated clearly on the website. So just do due diligence. And I'll speak to Quinn. And Quinn, if you want to add anything, as actors who go to film festivals, you just might meet your next director. You just might be connected to someone who's going to cast you in their next film. In fact, when I went to, shout out to the Pasadena Film Festival in 2014, I met an actor who I ended up casting in my feature film because of my relationship with him. And it took me 6 years to make that happen. But it's really cool that I could say at Pasadena Film Festival that I've been to 4 times, I met an actor who then became a good friend of mine. So I love that. Anything you want to say, Quinn, about your film festival experiences as an actor, tips, tricks, things that you would share?
Yeah, no, I actually very much agree with that as an actress. And like I've had a film that I produced too that I haven't directed anything that's been screened yet because I'm a new director. But in terms of producing and acting, community building is so important. And yes, the moment you said that you can get cast, just by going to a film festival, that has happened to me countless of occasions. And so I highly recommend that. Yeah, so just snaps all together.
I love it. Well, this stuff gets me super inspired, and this is what we're going to do for the next 4 days is just talk movies, watch movies, and talk about them. So if you're watching this now, you will see at least Yen and Theo. I know Quinn's booked. Quinn's got another thing to do. We'll miss you, Quinn. But Yen and Theo will be at the festival on July 16th, Sunday. So come and meet them and maybe schmooze with them, follow them on social media, support them in their work. They've got new projects. Here's my final tip. Just don't be thirsty out there. Bring cards. You could bring a headshot, but don't bring your 8.5 by 10 headshots. No one needs those. But just be friendly and be human to each other. And I think that's going to go a long way. So I would love for you all to share your favorite thing of the week. That's how we'll close. It's just a quick, what's the favorite thing you have of the week? Don't go away. Stand by.
Brave Faves. TV shows, films, books, songs, technology, clothing, podcast, food, and more. These are a few of our favorite people, places, and things. Brave Faves.
All right, so this is, they're not paying me to say this, but my favorite thing of the week is boba tea from Teaspoon. Teaspoon is the boba place that is right next door to BraveMaker's hub, our film festival hub, right next door. Really good. It's a little pricey, I will say that, but it's tasty and it's super convenient. And I probably have had 1, sometimes 2 a day as I've been working out of our film festival hub, which I'll just say is 2363 Broadway. It is a ticketed and badge only space for our filmmakers and our VIP people. You can still get a VIP pass today and get boba from Teaspoon. That's my Brave Fave for the week. Let's go, Yen. What do you got? What's your Brave Fave for the week? Could be anything.
Oh, Dana, you just took like an easy answer from me. All of us. Sure. I also had boba yesterday as well. Oh my God. I guess my favorite thing is I've been gaming. I've been gaming because at the end of the day, like even though we're all adulting, it's still good to just let our inner child out. And yeah, so I was just watching a friend stream and stuff and just catching up on life. Favorite thing is just catching up and just be in the moment and do what you want to do. Make your inner child happy.
Yes, make time. And let me say this, as creatives, we sometimes don't let ourselves, because we're always working. Our brain needs time to just chill, right? And so that's important. Cool. Awesome. Quinn, what you got? Favorite thing of the week? Could be anything.
Okay, so as you guys have already said, I am first time directing, so I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm a huge nerd. So I'm reading this book called A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking.
Ooh.
It was released, I think, in the 70s or 80s.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is my mom's copy. It came out that same year. It's like she got it that same year, so this is like a really old edition. But yeah, I'm into sci-fi, so I'm super excited to check out Theo's work. And yeah, so my research right now is my favorite thing.
Nice. And I'm trying to remember the guy who played him in the movie.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, Eddie Redmayne. Yeah, and he won the Oscar for playing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Great. Read the book, watch the movie. I love it. Okay, Theo, what you got?
Yeah, that's a great book, by the way. I love that book. Man, so many great things have happened this week. Like, it's been just a blessing this week. But probably my current, as of like right now, this moment, favorite thing is Green Lantern comic. The new #1 just dropped, and I picked it up from my comic book store. So really excited. Green Lantern is probably my favorite, one of my favorite comic book characters. So like super excited to jump into this new arc and stuff. So like right now, that's probably, it's been eyeing me. It's been on my desk. So yeah.
Those are good things. Thank you all so much for being on the 199th episode of the BraveMaker podcast. Looking forward to seeing you, Theo, and Yen in person. Quinn, we'll stay connected. I followed you on social media. So let's keep doing this. Please do not go away. Hey, tomorrow, July 13th, is the BraveMaker Film Festival. I hope to see you there. There are still tickets available, bravemaker.com. And 4 days, films, feature films, shorts, animations, documentaries, narratives, all sorts of cool workshops. I mean, so many cool workshops. We just booked Lodrick Collins from Tyler Perry's The Oval. So Lodrick is a friend of mine who I met, check this out, at a film festival in New York City 10 years ago. We've stayed connected, and I randomly invited him. Didn't think he was going to make it. Texted me 2 days ago. I'm in. We confirmed it yesterday. So he's going to be hanging out with us and talking all sorts of cool stuff. Lodrick and so many other cool people, animators from Austin, Texas, filmmakers and showrunners from Los Angeles. Let me say this again. BraveMaker is trying to be like Sundance is to Park City in Redwood City. We want BraveMaker to be a premier destination in Redwood City for filmmakers and audiences and film lovers of all time. So you love movies? Come watch, come meet the makers. July 13th through the 16th. We can't wait for you all to be there. All right. Can't say enough how proud I am to have a team of people who make this happen. Barnell Amos out of Grand Rapids, Michigan edits this. Our social media producer, Carrie Alley, produces all the social content for our live shows here. And then we have my amazing live producer, Amy Cohen, who usually is in Austin, Texas, is in one room over because she's here for the film festival. And then Jessica Cohen is our intern who will then cut up this interview into short clips and post it all over the gram. And I want to say thank you to our intern, filmmaker Gabriel Perez, who's right behind me. Come over here. He's been filming this whole thing because he's documenting. Gabriel Perez is a great filmmaker going to USC as a freshman next year, and he has a film in the film festival too because we love student filmmakers. All right, that's all I got. Thank you to you three for being a part of this episode. Again, like I said, we'll see you tomorrow or sometime over the next 4 days. And if you are watching this live or on the replay, please follow them. Please support these filmmakers and their work. We need your support. Indie film is so hard. We do it out of our heart. I'm going to share this. I'm doing a feature filmmaking workshop twice over the next 4 days. I feel like I need to say it right now, but I just got my distribution report for my feature film called Last Chance Charlene, and I saw the number. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be totally transparent. I made $3,200. This is amazing. It's been online for three months. I made that. I was like so happy, and I was going to distribute it to all. I know Yen's clapping, but wait, I was going to distribute it to all of the producers, and we gave percentages to actors. And so I responded to the distributor. I'm like, that's so cool. When can I expect a direct deposit to happen? Well, guess what? I misread that. That's what we owe. We owe that much money. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, because of all the QCing, all the putting in, Spanish subtitles, you are in debt. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's been on VOD for 3 months. We have promoted the heck out of it, and we still have not made money. No joke, y'all. This game is hard, but we do it because we love it. So keep going, everybody. Brave stories change the world, and you are the story. Would you all live, don't go away, but everybody else, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at BraveMaker.org. Like, subscribe, and share. To become a monthly donor, text the word BraveMaker to 44321 or go to bravemaker.com/donate. Thanks for tuning in.